Okay, it's another day here at Rudie Racing out at the farm, and we got the intake of the Dodge 3.9 liter off. Has some kind of cover on the bottom of it. Can't say I've seen one like that before, or dealt with an aluminum intake either like this. It's from Holly apparently. It's built so you have that long ways for the fuel to fall and atomize with the air. Oh, yo, how you doing? Yeah. And this is what it looks like under the intake manifold. We've got the engine's getting taken apart. It looks greasy, dirty, but I don't see anything real bad in there. No broken pieces of metal. Seems to be fairly decent actually. Gears look to be in good shape on the cam there. And that would be your gear that turns your distributor shaft. That looks okay. So that looks pretty good all so far. Let's go take a look and see what we've got. Let's go take a look and see what we got painted out in the barn. See how things are going over there. Got some new pieces done. I think I got something hanging up to dry right now. Beautiful day out at the farm today, that's for sure. Thought I'd come over here while we still had some daylight and take a look at this today. What we got over here is a flywheel. I don't know if it's a cover or anyway, it does bolt up to the torque converter and the crank. It's awful light, but there was a heavier piece of metal on the back side of it, which was serving as the flywheel. What this piece actually does is it uses the holes in it, as we can see right there, and there, and there. Those are actually sending signals through the crankshaft position sensor to the computer. Your crankshaft position sensor actually rides here. Well, it would be about right here. It's attached to the block, and then it rides about right there. It kind of looks just like about like that. Anyway, it'd be a metal piece that almost touches but not quite. It's a pickup sensor. I think the problem why we didn't have any spark anymore is between that and the camshaft sensor, the two wouldn't line up anymore because of the stretch in the timing belt, which was occurring because the engine was getting worn. We got calves coming this time of year. Black Angus. We got a couple white cows, actually, because the neighbor's bull jumped the fence because they don't fix their fence. So now we got one white cow that was actually born as a calf here, and it actually calved out a white calf this year. It was the first one we ever got. I don't know if you can see that over there. I can see it from here. There's a black one over there, a black Angus. I guess we'll call it a white Angus. I think the bull was what they call a Charolais. There's the cows out there today. About 14 heifers in the winter, and then hopefully double that in the summer, and then sell half of them in the fall. We'll be getting a bull later this year. Anyway, here's the Dodge we're working on. Take a look at some of the stuff we've got done today. That's an oil deal we got cleaned up there. This is how the that's where the thermostat goes underneath that. Looks pretty nice now. Says front on it in case you forget, I guess. That's the timing that holds the distributor in place. That turned out looking pretty sharp. EGR valve. That's what it looks like after it's been detailed out. We clean everything up before we put it in the box to keep it. There's some valve covers that turned out really good. Got a chrome air cleaner that does fit the Dodge, but I've never had much luck with those. They never seem to work quite right for some reason. We'll be using the stock intake on it. And so things will be, kind of got the Dodge tore apart. We thought we had a electrical problem at first, but it was the timing chain. We found out in the end. All the electrical stuff, once it gets detailed out, we're going to keep it inside the cab to make sure it doesn't get destroyed by weather, which is the big worry in this case. Is that's Project Pontiac we got going over there. I hope we get to that someday. That's going to be worth some money, a pretty penny. That one will be sold, the turbocharged vehicle. So, got a nice looking Dodge here. Want to get it running good again. The key to this whole project is making sure everything's really nice and clean. This is what the distributor looks like now. I want everything to look as good as new when it goes back together. Starter. Kind of looks like one of them fancy gear reduction starters on it, to me. That's why the top is almost appears to be bigger than the bottom, which would be where your solenoid usually is, but I think it's gear reduction there. Yeah, a little different design gives you better torque with less weight. Got the wiring harness all cleaned up there. Everything's all tagged where it came from, so it can be put back together properly. Wow. And I guess that pretty much concludes our video for today on what's going on at Rudie Racing and what's happening out at the farm. We're going to be doing something with the green tractor. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with it. That's Dad's project. He's got in there, but there's always something constantly being worked on around here. So at Rudie Racing, we build the fastest trucks, tractors, and cars on earth. Take a look at this here. We got an old McCormick Deering. This does run. Something we've recently gotten running. We could really use some tires. And I'm running out of battery, so I guess we'll have to call it a day. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.